be an episode where a monkey flies a jetpack?
Barry, we're not giving a jetpack to a poor, helpless monkey.
Alright, hey guys, I'm Ulaky, the creator of Back to the Drawing Board.
I'm Brandon Hain. I produced and acted and did camera work for this episode.
And I am Nick Tyson, the star of season 2 as Arthur, and various executive producer and somewhat developer of this show. And we are the Elder Council here.
That's right.
We're the three most senior members. We have the founder here and the co-founder, which is me, and then our third, right-hand general, if we want to go the Mustafa route.
And basically the new leader as we've been stepping back in our positions.
Yes.
Yep, now it's my problem.
Yep, so basically where we are in this one, this whole sequence was supposed to be a tribute to the first season in its own way, where the characters are basically recreating exaggerated versions of the events from the first season. And it's basically, Arthur's interpretation of the characters.
Yeah. It's... You know how, Roseanne is, screaming all the time, right? That's because Arthur just envisioned Joanne as just a furious human being. And it's kind of why she's screaming all the time. And Barry is basically a big idiot, which is kind of how Arthur viewed Barry.
Yep, it's interesting how the Joanne character was always the one screaming, because from the first season, she was by far the most mellow person on set there.
Yeah, I know, yeah. Jen is such an awesome person, and I love her to death. She's unfortunately, she couldn't be with us. She was, for the rest of the season, she was, just too busy, but man, she's a wonderful, great friend of mine. It's interesting because me and her characters hated each other the most. Like Arthur and Joanne hated each other, right? And we were best of friends off set.
Yep, the least hate going on between them of any of the characters on the set in that season.
Yeah.
Well, let's just say season 1 got kind of real, and then in season 2...
Too much already.
Too
much already.
The throwing on my face there was all done in one take. We considered doing another, but thought that just turned out well enough.
Yeah.
Normally we do a lot of takes for each scene, especially in season 2.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is the title sequence was both composed and... Well, the music was both composed and it was edited by one of our star members, Fernando de la Cruz, who now plays one of the lead characters in season 3.
The dude is a miracle worker. I no doubt he's a goddamn genius. Just so freaking talented. He creates logos, designs, music, everything. I mean,
did a lot of editing work solo for episodes 2 and 3 of season 2 over the summer, because the drive that we had our stuff down at the school just kind of expired while we were in the middle of editing the season, and we lost everything for the longest time except the original footage from the SD cards. So over the summer, he had to go and try to get those back so that we'd be able to air it the next semester.
Yeah. I love it how, the audience is now seeing how boring I am as a person. In comparison to my role as Arthur, I'm actually just kind of boring. Heather did an amazing job at playing Sydney. She's, number one, she's a great friend of mine. And this is going to be a recurring theme when you have me talking. Whenever I talk, oh, they're such a great friend of mine. It's because they are. Except the people that I don't mention, I hate with a burning passion. No, I'm just joking. Not really. But apart from being super cringeworthy right now, Heather is a great person and just a wonderful human being.
Yeah, and she stayed with one of the few main characters that stayed with us into season 3 that we're currently working on right now.
Yeah. I mean, just her, talent and availability really helped her get more of a part in the third season than we originally had planned.
Yeah. You know, it's funny just how she plays such a normal person on this show, when in actuality, she's the craziest out of all of us in real life.
She's like the only one that's like not crazy in the scenes.
Yeah, and ever. Like she plays the normal part. She plays normalcy, and I can tell you for a fact she is 100% crazy. She's crazier than all of us combined in real life.
That's saying something.
I know, but she's
really kind and really good to work with because because like in season 3 she became our schedule manager. She began she created a whole schedule on our Google Docs account just so that we could keep track of everybody's schedules.
Yeah.
And she's always been there to help. I mean, even when she's not available, she still keeps in contact with me.
Yeah. And of course we hang out all the time because she's basically like a sister to me at this point. I was so tired doing this scene. I mean, not like tired as in like I was sick and tired of doing the material. I was just so physically tired at this point.
Yeah,
this was a night scene, right?
We filmed at night? No, I don't think so.
Okay. See, I have a horrible memory.
I think it was just a long day is what it was. And working in the studio, especially for this stuff, was not the greatest process. I mean, sometimes we get good footage out of there, especially when we can intertwine our stuff with footage from the actual studio cameras, because that could make our jobs easier in picking up audio. But with this stuff, our cameras, the lighting ended up being so bad that we originally I had a scene where it does cut to the other camera when Bird is talking to John as Weston, and it was just the other camera was too good a quality to actually fit in with the rest of our stuff.
So it was too good for the...
Yeah, so we just had to keep everything kind of bad so that it would all go together.
Yep.
I do love that one little clip of Sherman in the background just like going crazy there.
Oh yeah, if there's something Sherman can do, it's who knows what in the background.
He's like a perfect background character that we have in everything, just doing weird things and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's what makes him and Kinsey especially great, is because both of them are very expressive actors, so when we put them in the background, they really
just kind of light up without taking the scene away, and that's a really, really cool thing. Both of them are awesome troopers, and guess the next phrase. Wonderful friends of mine.
Was that the jacket, Brandon, that you had just kind of found in the studio when we were shooting this?
Yes. It was just sitting on like a clothes hanger that I assume they probably use for other shows, and I just kind of put that on.
My guess is they probably use it for the Crimson Hawk News show. Or I don't even think that's what it's called, but it's a news show, and it's IUP, so...
Did it fit you pretty well?
Yeah, and I'm gonna bet that probably multiple shows on IUP TV just kind of borrow that overcoat.
Well, in all fairness, then we should have not crossed any lines accessing it.
No.
We're a show on IUP TV, even if we don't regularly film in there.
Yeah. I'm so proud that we managed to do like one of these shows and on a single shoestring budget. I remember even discussing that with you when we were first putting the show together.
Well, no, Nick, I mean, you invested a lot of money into this to get as it is.
Yeah, I put in about, not to toot my own horn, I put in about 1.5 grand worth of equipment into this. Of just me, no one else funded it.
How much of that do we still have? I know your camera we use like consistently.
Yeah, well, I mean, the camera, that was $500 that I bought for, and then I was basically pulling 50 hours plus a week doing landscaping over the summer at like, $11.50 an hour to afford all that equipment, but I got it done, and I mean, our quality is no doubt improved because of that.
Right.
I can tell you that 100% from, season 1 when they gave us a mic that was from the frickin' 80s to use.
Yeah, mics.
And it was a snowstorm. Well, I mean, just no one ever cared about us to the point that they would give us that, equipment.
No, I mean, in the first season, we were borrowing a mic from the school, and it really was terrible. And then
like, we actually
season,
we
acquired our own mic, and it was slightly less terrible, but we still really couldn't end up using it.
Yeah.
And what was the next step after we gave up with that mic? Because I know by 204 we weren't using it anymore.
Yeah. I think we were using the lapels after that, which is
we were for some of 204, but not even all of it. I remember distinctly that we had it in some scenes, and some of our scenes just didn't even. I really had to work the audio for a long period of time and had to do a little bit of looping over stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
I think we're just using camera audio at that point.
They're so common.
If you're ever going into film, never use camera audio if you're using like.
Yeah. Oh my God, Steve, he's our real life manager of the show, and he definitely donated his time, and it was really, really cool that he agreed to be in this scene and portray this character.
Yeah, it was a fun scene.
By the way, just a little secret here, I wrote his dialogue for this scene.
Oh, that's right.
And my goal was just to be as like a ludicrous,
over the top
Hollywood producer guy that just said stuff that just didn't make any sense.
I was really stressed out going into this shoot because we had maybe like 2 chances to film this because of how limited the time was.
Yeah, this was the last thing we filmed on our spring semester that year. I remember that.
So like the opening interview with me talking outside the office before we walk in, and then us walking in and being there with Steve, that was one full scene with us overlaying a bunch of reaction shots that we put in because we had to kind of work with just that one take. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
but Steve just dug into that. Like
he did. He just really fell into the character.
And even if
even if it was like a fictional version of himself.
Yeah.
Oh man, what a great person, John. Mm-hmm. You really shine in this episode.
Yeah, I'd say so.
I really think this was your episode, John.
Yeah,
well,
it was the one episode where
Brandon,
my character got focus, yeah.
Yeah.
So I tried to put a lot into it.
I remember the sandwich here in the scene tasted so freaking good. I was actually taking bigger bites out of it than you wanted me to, Alex.
Yeah, everybody was hungry when we filmed that.
Yeah, so I was actually just eating this sandwich, and I was purposefully taking bigger bites than you had wanted me to, because you wanted me to save the sandwich, or else we...
I just want lots of takes, but
yeah.
the more you ate, the less takes we got.
I know, and we would have had to walk all the way over and get a new sandwich otherwise. Oh my God, I'm such a fat ass.
Well, I mean, yeah, between season 1 and
I think
you can tell that you grew a little bit, I think.
Really?
Well,
Is it
I
that
remember
bad?
like halfway through you started doing that thing where, hey, it'd be really funny if we could see Arthur's stomach all the time.
Yeah.
Like, that just kind of came out of nowhere.
I think it kind of played into Arthur a lot too, like it just made him be funnier, you know. I don't want to purport the stereotype that fat people, bigger people tend to be funnier, especially when they're in like, you know, restricting clothes. Like, what do you call it? The Chris Farley, big man in a little suit kind of routine that he always used to do. But I think I played a little bit of that in Arthur. Oh, there was so much good stuff that we cut out of this scene.
Oh, yeah. We had a whole ending where after Arthur throws his vest up into the tree, we filmed an extra bit where...
Shh, that comes later.
I mean, it's cut out anyway, so...
I remember Arthur threw, like, a whole big, like, fit here.
When somebody, Shadow comes through.
Yes, and these were actually friends of mine that knew me.
Because I didn't know you knew them at the time.
Yeah, they said hi to me, and that's what I did. I just, out of random, they just happened to be walking by, and one of them was like, "Hey, Nick." And I was like, "Get your shadows out of my shot!"
Yeah, so this is Chris Frey as Beck Walter, the station content controller of IUP-TV. He was really good to work with because...
He was great.
Well, the thing was, he's probably the best one-off character we've had since... episode 3 of season 3, because he came in knowing his lines and then just everything flowed,
and already having like a great personality down for the character.
Yes.
Yeah, he did.
He approached me beforehand and asked me what I wanted, and I just pointed out that he was basically a parody of Walter Peck from Ghostbusters. So I can tell you.
Really, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Hence the name Beck Walters.
Oh, yeah.
But I could tell you that he definitely looked up the character and watched his mannerisms and added those in.
That's great.
Arthur, what are you doing?
We should have touched up with him for a possible role in season 3.
We thought about it, but we just ended up having to slash scripts down so much we didn't have any time for it.
Well, yeah, that and other things. Oh, here we can go on your thing here.
I know that everyone loves me, but please.
Good reaction by Sherman too.
I actually tripped here. That was real, that part there where I stumbled. First take, we got it right in the tree.
Was it the first take?
It was.
I thought it was the last take.
Was it? Never mind. My memory's really bad, by the way. That's another thing. I have a horrible memory.
Sometimes you got a great memory though.
It's weird.
But yeah, after that, we had a whole bit where John and Sherman try to get it out of the tree, and it actually turned out pretty funny. But it just, since it was improv onto the spot, it just didn't flow into the next scene.
Yeah.
So this stuff was all filmed in Nick's actual apartment.
Yeah. Yeah, this is actually my apartment here. Well, my apartment complex. This is kind of like a suite, shared common area kind of thing.
Yeah, so we just kind of had his roommates get out of the way while we had like 3 lights set up and stuff.
I really like that shot specifically.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Like I really like
did
that.
too.
I that was like one of my favorite shots from this episode, other than of course our big thing with Dr. Stark.
Oh, yeah. So the factory
Oh
farm
my
here.
God.
This
This was a
filmed in
wonderful
so many
shoot.
different locations.
Yeah, we
Probably the biggest crowd of extras I think we've had on this show up to date.
yeah.
Other
would
than
think.
the promo.
Oh yeah, the promo, of course, in the
But
theater.
this one was impressive because like nearly everybody in this crowd was just kind of found on the spot.
Yeah, seriously.
I think what happened was we had a crowd originally and most of them canceled.
Yeah.
And then
I
was
ran
just
into
able
my
to
good
find-
friend Casey,
Yeah.
who was there in the front, who's the one I have the dialogue with there.
Yeah.
She's a really good friend of mine, and she was just walking by, and she had a few friends with her, and that she invited to over, and she saved the shoot that day,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, I mean,
And-
when you're working with our budget and time, a lot of our best stuff has to be, oh, look what we just found at this last second.
Exactly,
That's
yeah.
what- like in 201, the whole LARPing scene, which was
That was
pretty
all
exciting.
accident.
Yeah,
That was
just
all
were
accidental.
walking to his apartment for a shoot, and we ran into them and like, hey, could you beat him up?
Yeah, I was like, that was the weirdest conversation. I'm like, yo, can you beat the crap out of me? And they're like, we're not going to hold back. And I was like, okay. And they literally beat the crap out of me.
So this bit here was completely improv. We shot I think 10 different takes where we did wildly different versions of this. But eventually we settled on this horribly mean one where I make fun of Roseanne's relative that died from
Dying
some sort of
grandmother, brain cancer.
brain cancer or something like that.
That's funny. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
And the bit where John laughs in that scene is because I was actually losing my composure and cracking up just because of how ridiculous that all was.
But I thought it was realistic. Like, John was actually, laughing. Like, oh my god,
Yeah.
it's so funny that your,
Well, what I
aunt or
interpreted
grandmother
as-
is dead.
What I interpreted it as is John cracking up or just kind of losing his composure because of how horrible Weston was.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Really?
I mean,
Yeah.
between the three of us, I think
We
all
all
had different interpretations.
Yeah, we all had different interpretations of it. That's crazy.
Oh, you're going to kick me off
You are a great Arthur.
Yeah.
You have the makings of a great Arthur. Even though you're, no longer Arthur,
Yeah.
But I feel you make a great Arthur.
How was it working with Heather
This is-
there?
Intimate, to say the least. It was... Yeah, it was honestly kind of scary when Heather got really in my face, because she has, these big, wide eyes.
She does.
Yeah.
That, yeah.
She has the big, wide dog eyes that I've noticed.
And she gets into character.
She does.
Yep. I know Heather's one of our best.
She's incredible.
Yeah, so meanwhile,
That's
Heather-
Casey, by the way. That's a good friend. She's a good friend of mine. And then there's
in the green
Carl
shirt there, yep.
in the background, who's also another friend of mine.
I've had it. I'm done with you.
And then Nigel, who's also a great friend of mine. And then the other people I don't know. Oh, here's your little cameo here.
Yeah, the crazy
Wait, you see his
dumb-looking
face?
hippie.
Yeah.
That's me. So I was in the protest and I was on the railing with the people being protested.
Yes.
Yeah, those are two wildly different locations. The stuff with the crowd was actually at like a sort of a factory near IUP, and the stuff with the big business guy and Alex up on the railing was actually the parking garage, like the entrance to it. This interview was shot, I believe,
The next semester.
Yeah,
Yeah, the next semester.
Sometime after the episode was already pretty much finished.
And then this was shot inside of the cafeteria.
I actually bit him here.
Yeah, this is Dr. Stark, by the way.
Yes, he's a professor here, and he was amazing.
Yeah, he owns and maintains the studio, does he not? The TV
Yes, he
studio?
does. Yeah.
He's run it for some time now, and he's really fun to work with. So we had 2 professors in that episode.
Yeah, I know. Crazy. We reached our professor limit for that
Yep.
season.
We got yelled at by another professor.
We did.
Too, when we
We
were with
did.
Dr. Stark, actually.
Yeah, it was actually right during that scene we interrupted a class, and it was really kind of it's kind of like, yeah, we're sorry, but we're gonna do it anyway, and like, you know, we were.
I mean, we got what we needed by that
We
point
did.
anyway.
We
I
did.
can't tell you how
Yeah.
many times we've had that experience too, where we got what we needed and then we got kicked out.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Never actually got kicked out before we got what we needed. As long as we could get a start, we would get it, and then we get kicked out.
Yeah. Let's hope that continues after we're in California.
Yeah.
By the way, me and Alex, we're heading to California.
Oh yeah.
We got an awesome internship plan with a good, wonderful, amazing friend of mine. Her name's Trisha Ray Stahl, and she's currently playing Jolene on TLC on Tyler Perry's Too Close to Home on TLC. It's a really great deal we got going on here, and we're really thankful for that.
So we did multiple takes of this final scene where the slaps were fake, and were
We did a lot of takes like that.
planned, and then in the eventual edits we ended up just using the takes where
There's
I
some
actually
Arthur Belly
got
there.
slapped by accident.
See, Arthur's got some belly in that shot.
Yeah, because we had a few takes where Arthur actually slapped him and then Heather didn't, and then we had vice versa takes.
That's
this
real.
One, both of them actually slapped the crap out of him.
Yep.
And this was the best one.
Because we've been doing it for so long, Brandon just wanted to get it over with, and I think he just kind of was at a point where you can like both slap and
Yeah.
we can be done.
Yeah, kind of was it. It's probably the most emotional I've seen John in this show, just as himself, just screaming at both of them.
Yeah, usually he's really held back.
Yeah.
It's a shame we don't get to see more of him throughout the later episodes, for the most part. But
Yeah.
we might just be seeing him again one of these days.
Yeah. Yeah, he has some minor roles in season 3.
Yeah. Maybe I can like Skype in as Arthur for an episode. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I would like to do that. I would like to keep that up at least. You know, kind of like a little quick update on what Arthur's doing, and I can I could actually have real things from California there. You know what I mean? Like
That'd be
just
cool.
you know what I mean? I
Yeah.
think that would be awesome. I think we're gonna do something like that for season 4. I would be very sad if we didn't. Let's put it that way.
He abandoned us, and from what I understand, bit some guy. He's been douching
I love this shot too, and of course your performance here was really, really good.
So, yeah, I do remember the moment where we shot that, where after I did that particular delivery of that take, Alex and I made eye contact like, yeah, it's probably the one.
Yeah. What a great episode. I would agree with you
Yeah,
there.
we've got some positive feedback on this one.
Oh man.
Just a good story executed well about your personal feelings on animals and,
Right.
and
the
farms and
government
slaughterhouses
hypocrite.
and yeah.
It's truly okay to be a hypocrite if you're fighting for the right things in different situations.
There's so many lessons and so many cool things that you put in there, Alex. You're really the true unsung hero of everything.
Yeah, 204 was an episode where Alex presented the script to the writers team, which was, I think, just like me and Donald Windsor and a couple other people, and then
And was it just the 4 of us?
yeah. And then after that, we looked over that script and we didn't really make any changes to it. We were just like, yeah, this works, and then we just shot it.
All right. Well, I don't think there's not enough time in an episode to get everything all the inspirations and stuff. So I think we're gonna end it up here. But thank
That's
you
all,
guys.
folks.
Thank you guys so much.
Yep. Thanks for watching. See ya.